Gonna do a transmission filter change and a flush. I already got it up. It's not that difficult. But on these, alright. If I remember correctly, I think the exhaust pipe is like in the way and it makes it difficult to drop the pan. So you have to like pry right here, and then you could remove the pan forward. I think that's how I did it last time. So start with removing these bolts here in the front, letting it drain, and then I think I did have to pry right here. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so now I remember the easy way to do this. You do have to pry on the exhaust pipe to get the pan out because it gets hung up like in this section here. But if you pry like in this corner here and you have a helper, it'll bend the pipe down just enough to give you the clearance in this area over here, and then you could take the pan out like this. So I'm laying like on the driver's side, like here's a tire right here on top of my head to give you some perspective. Let me see, I'm trying to get out a little bit. Alright, so that's the setup right there. Pry against the cross member there in this corner, or do it, you know, like this, and you have enough room to pull the pan out. And by the way, this is a 2008 Cadillac Escalade 6.2, the 6L90 I think transmission. But it doesn't matter that it's a Cadillac, it's a GM truck. So Avalanche, Silverado, obviously the Escalades, the Yukons, the Suburbans, for the most part this procedure is going to be the same. I mean, unless they don't have the exhaust pipe down there in the way like this one did. But if it's a GM truck with the V8 and it's got that style transmission, then the procedure is probably going to be pretty much the same. So this is what the pan looks like. Now, before somebody gets me in the comments, I actually just bought this truck last year to the month. Actually, I got it in May, and that's one of the first things I did when I got home. And I've only put 9,000 miles on it, and it looks like this. So that's why we're gonna do the flush today as well, besides just dropping the fluid and changing the filter. Alright, got it all cleaned up. Use some brake parts cleaner. This is the filter that I'm going to use. That's the part number. And it comes with the seal. That's still in the transmission. I got to pull it out because it didn't come out with the old filter. And then this is the gasket that I'm going to use. Here's the part number. So, all right, next step, put the filter in, get that seal out. You can get it out like with a pick. Put the new filter in with the new seal, gasket, and put it back together. All right, filter's in. Got my magnet in. Don't forget the magnet, because I've done that before. Gasket, and then, like I said, with the pry bar and the jack, it gives you just enough room to slide this in. See that? And then it has these little dowels for the gasket, which is like really convenient. So we can just put this back up and then start putting the bolts in. So, alright, pan's back in. So we'll go fill it up with some transmission fluid and then we'll start flushing it from up there. Alright, so I measured how much I took out. It was 5 quarts. I measured with that and that. So I replaced the 5 quarts that I took out. Then you take off this hose clamp and you pull the air box out. And right here on the passenger side, there's this black clip that covers. It's like this. It just comes off. Clips on, clips off. Okay. There's a spring here. You got to remove this spring, and this line will come out. Okay. And you could get this barb. I got this at Napa or O'Reilly's, I forgot where, but it was like $5. You replace this in there, and then with the other hose, because these are 2 hoses, the other hose, you plug it into this line, and then you put that, in your bucket or whatever you're gonna put the transmission fluid. Then you have someone start the engine. You wait like 10 seconds, turn it off, you replace what came out, and you do that over and over until you start to see that what's coming out is changing color or it starts to come out red. So this is a little clip that holds this line in. I use this pick to kind of get under it and then just kind of keep your finger on top of it because it will go flying. And then after you've done that, this just pulls out. See? Oh, I guess there's a 10mm down here. Let me take that off. Alright, so I removed this 10 that was holding this line, and you don't need to put a hose clamp on here. And then this one right here with that fitting, you have somebody start the engine for like 10 seconds, you capture what comes out, then you replace it, and then little by little, when what's coming out starts to change color, then you could stop. Alright, so we're gonna hold this so it doesn't come out, start it. Stop. So just do that over and over, little by little. Just keep replacing what comes out, and eventually it'll start changing colors. So that first one we did was only about 1.25 quarts. So again, I replaced the 1.25 quarts, and then I'm using these jugs to let that line to measure on the side. Then I got that one's a new one, then I got one over there on that trash can. All right, turn it on. Turn her off. All right, so far we've done 2, and half of the third one. So, but it's starting to change colors already. All right, start it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's like burgundy now when it used to be black. There we go, it's starting to turn red. Turn it off. Alright, well, I ran out of transmission fluid and it's still not coming out, you know, clean red, so I'm gonna go buy a couple of more gallons. But while I'm out, and I already have to do a parts run, I gotta go to the Impala, take the tail light off, and see what kind of socket it is, because on my next video we're gonna be back on the Impala, and I'll say that we're gonna be working on these tail lights here. So I guess this is like a teaser. Alright, so I'm back from the store. I got 2 more of these jugs here. I wasn't gone for that long, and look, it already looks like it wants to rain. So try to get this done as soon as I can. Alright, turn it on. Turn it off. Alright, so I just finished those last 2 gallons that I had bought. I could probably do one more, but that's good enough. It's coming out pretty much red, and I ran out of transmission fluid again. So you get the point. Unplug it here from the cooler with that little barb fitting. Just do like 2 quarts at a time, and once it starts to change colors, you're pretty much done. I hope this helps somebody that's doing the same kind of maintenance to their vehicle, and thanks for watching.